My people, in this life, there are some certain things, that we must take note of. For example, if two friends are fighting, hey, don't interfere. If you know what is good for you, don't even say pim. Even if one person comes to you to say, oh, she did this, she did that, please just listen. Open your ears and listen. And you know what? Put padlock in your mouth. Don't say anything. The same thing with husband and wife when they are fighting and they come to you and say, oh, she did this, he did this. Hey, if you know what's good for you, put padlock in your mouth and listen. Only do what? Only listen. Because at last, when they settle their disputes, they'll begin to say, didn't you hear what so and so said when we were fighting? She said I should leave you, or he said I should leave you. He said I should pack my load and go. The same thing is happening between Wike and Fubara, because now that, Fubara, is trying to reconcile with Wike, and beg his Oga. Wike is now saying that, oh, Fubara is my boy. Fubara is my boy. Just a few days ago, Fubara told Rivers State people to apologize to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and to thank him that, thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy, for declaring a state of emergency, for not allowing anarchy to overthrow Rivers State. And Rivers people were like, what's going on here? What's going on here? No be gadus be this. Is this not the same Fubara that said, once I give my boys signal like this, spam, they'll go into action? What's this change of mouths that we are hearing? Or is this not the same Fubara who said, not even up to 2 weeks ago, about a week ago, that my mind is no longer there. I don't even want it anymore. People are saying, so you are this desperate, and because of your desperation, you can ask Rivers State people to now start thanking Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the one person that your supporters have been insulting, the one person that your supporters have been criticizing online everywhere, and saying that, you must return his mandate and restore Seminala Ifubara. Is the same person you say we should thank? Human being. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, or you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Did I offend you? Because I must offend you. You have been watching all this while you've not subscribed. Please, if I've offended you, let me just beg. Please go ahead and subscribe. Click on the subscribe button. It's down below, that red button. Yes, thank you very much. Also, give this video a massive thumbs up, because that way we're encouraged to keep giving you more reliable, authentic news. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section below. If there is one lesson the average Nigerian should learn from the recent reconciliation between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his actual political godfather, Chief Wike, it is that politicians are never truly enemies. Yes, they quarrel, they shout, they flex political muscles, and sometimes they even exchange dirty blows, so loyalists, but at the end of the day, they always find a way to settle, especially when it benefits them. The rest of us, well, we are often left looking like the unfortunate pawns on their chessboard. I pity those people who fight and fight and fight themselves on top politician. On top politician matter, on top APC, PDP, YPP, Labour Party, if there's anything like that, SDP, they'll fight themselves, argue, become enemies because of politician, because of politics. There's no lasting enemy in politics, so. Anyway, moving on. Let us call it what it is. Political drama. And the latest episode played out in Rivers State has once again confirmed that the beef, the brows, the bad blood we see between politicians are often only skin deep. The real tragedy is that it is the ordinary people, the masses, who take side, curse each other, and sometimes even shed blood for the sake of these same politicians who, unlike their supporters, know how to settle behind closed doors. Now, let us set the scene. The political hostility between Governor Fubara and Minister Wike had, for months, dominated the headlines. Their fallout had all the makings of a political blockbuster: betrayal, power tussle, godfatherism, gunfire, and verbal showdowns. Both sides dug in, supporters lined up like loyal foot soldiers, throwing mud on social media, organizing rallies, tearing up relationships, and in some cases, creating enmity within communities. Even in beer parlors and market stalls, folks were choosing sides. Na Fubara they support too. Wike na im get reverse politics. It was serious, or so we thought. Then boom, news breaks that they are now meeting in Wike's house. Reconciliation on the table. The governor is even publicly thanking President Bola Tinubu for salvaging the state from political anarchy. Wait, did we hear that right? So all the battles, the drama, the finger pointing were just temporary. Let us be blunt. Some people are not happy with this peace. Why? Because they invested emotionally in the field, they picked sides, and fought tooth and nail to defend their preferred politician. Now they feel betrayed. And who can blame them? It is like watching your two favorite wrestlers exchange blows in the ring, only to see them laughing and clinking their bottles backstage. We have seen this before. In fact, it is a pattern as old as Nigerian politics itself. Political opponents who once called each other thieves, thugs, and misfits eventually sit at the same table, smiling and shaking hands. What happens to the people who were shouting on their behalf? Nothing. No compensation, no apology, just silence. Do you remember the dramatic face-off between President Obasanjo and Atiku Abubakar? Or the bitter war of words between Bola Tinubu and General Buhari before 2015? How about Amechi and Wike in the early days? In every case, reconciliation eventually came, usually quietly, without fanfare, and often away from the cameras. And the lesson, they always find a way to reconcile when it suits them. Now, do you get this twist? Now, do not get this twisted, pardon me. Reconciliation is a good thing. Nobody wants to see Rivers State burn in the fire of political egos. Peace is always better than chaos. But the real issue is how we people constantly allow ourselves to be used as pawns in a game where the players always know the outcome. It is disheartening to realize that for many people in Rivers State and Nigeria at large, the political tension between Fubara and Wike came at a personal cost. Communities were divided, youth engaged in violent protests. Social media became a war zone, and all this while, the two men at the center of a storm were meeting behind closed doors, with President Tinubu facilitating their reconciliation. Meanwhile, the simplified movement, Fubara's loyalists, and the various factions of Wike's camp are now left to realign, re-strategize, and swallow their pride. After all, their principles have embraced peace. So why are the foot soldiers still backing? The political class in Nigeria understands one thing very well: self-preservation. They know how to secure their interests, cut deals, and settle disputes. Unfortunately, many of their followers do not understand this. They think it is a war to the death. They fight on behalf of men who would never lift a finger if their own lives were on the line. Let it serve as a wake-up call to Nigerians. Stop fighting politicians' battles. They do not hate each other the way you think they do. They are not enemies, they are competitors, rivals at worst, but not enemies. They attend the same events, share jokes at executive dinners, and when the need arises, they reconcile faster than you can say loyalists. So next time you're tempted to curse someone on social media because of a politician, or you are planning to slap your neighbor because he supports a different candidate, remember this moment. Fubara and Wike have moved on. They have sat together and begun the peace process. What are you still fighting for? We must grow politically. Our loyalty should be to values, not individuals. Our energy should be spent on demanding accountability, not defending political godfathers. We must refuse to be used as fuel in the fire of political conflicts that are ultimately temporary. Governor Fubara thanked President Tinubu for his timely intervention, and rightly so. If his involvement truly prevented a political disaster in Rivers State, then it deserves credit. But the truth remains, the president should not always have to intervene in every political spat. Leaders should learn how to resolve their issues maturely without dragging their entire state and their people into the mud. It is time to start making deeper questions, to start asking deeper questions. Will this reconciliation lead to a better governance in Rivers State? Will the people who suffered during the political crisis be compensated in any way? Will the governor now be free to lead without political strings from Abuja? Will Wike still pull strings behind the scenes? Only time will tell. But in the meantime, let us reflect on the comedy that is Nigerian politics. And the next time we see two politicians at war, let us not be too quick to join the fray. Because, as history has shown us repeatedly, the war is never what it seems, and the so-called enemies, they are just one peace meeting away from smiling again. Chai, This politician self, the joke, sadly is on us. Let's have your thoughts on your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video.